Me, 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 me. Hello. Hi, everybody. How are you? Hello. Welcome to Twin Flame Union Path 1111. Like I said, I always am a couple minutes early or a couple minutes late, but I get here eventually, and that's all that matters, right? Right. Oh my goodness, Bae. No, you can't get up right now. Bebe's like, can I come up, please? Because her sister snuck on the bed instantly. Okay, so today I want to talk to everybody about dreams. Dreams are super important. We all either have them or don't. I am what you would call a dream walker. I can see, it's almost like a map in my mind, and there's all these different destinations, and I can be transported to any of the destinations at any point in time. And, oh goodness, baby, fine, come on. Come on. Pardon me, everybody. Oh, hello, Betsy. Hope it's worth it. Okay, so in my mind, there's like a map. I've got all these different destinations. I can be transported to any of these different destinations at any point in time. I've got Hobbs Grove there, but I've had that there since I was like literally 13. And I didn't realize that's what it was until after I started working there. I have a sinking ship. I have a Wild Waters Lake place. I have a mall. The mall is on the ship. There's a hotel. There's a school. There is my mom's ex-boyfriend's Ralph's house, but it's also my grandmother's trailer, but it's also a mansion, depending on where you go. At one point in time, I realized that when I fly up the stairs, there's like this window, and if I go underneath this person's bed, there's another window, and if I go through that window, there's a ravine with a tree house on the other side of it. And later in life, I went to a friend's house, and her name was Wendy, and I met her at Hobbs Grove. And her house has like this weird little stairs you go up that's this loft, and that loft is the loft that I went up in my dream, except underneath her bed there's nothing and there's no window there. So that was really weird. And then little things like that where it's like you don't know where they're going to come in to play. I had a dream about being on an L-shaped couch with all kinds of people I didn't know. They were passing around a blunt, and I kept wondering if I was going to smoke it or not in the dream. And then later in life, and I remember feeling really awkward and like I shouldn't be there. Later in life, I ended up dating a guy who took me to his friend's house, and there was that couch with all these people, and they were sitting there smoking, and I remember feeling so awkward and being like, nobody wants me here. And, yeah, so like you never know when things like that are going to happen. But a lot of us have dreams that are trying to tell us something, and you're either going to remember it or you're not. In Korean tradition, which I just found this out from my sister, so Leah, if you're watching, thank you for this little bit of info. You're not supposed to talk about your dreams before afternoon. If you talk about your dreams before afternoon, be them good or be them bad, something is going to happen. Pardon me for just a second. I'm going to close the door. Bijou decided to open it. Thank you, Bijou. Stay. Grab this too while I'm at it. Okay, but supposedly, if you were to talk about your dream before noon, and it was a good dream, then you stop that dream from happening. Whatever was going to come out of it that was good or positive isn't going to happen anymore. And supposedly, if you talk about your dream and it was a bad dream, and it was before noon, now you just called it into existence. Now, I don't know about that superstition. I've always been like one of those people to recall my dream. They don't say anything about writing it down, or at least not that I know of, but you know, maybe write it down so you can discuss it later if you are somebody who is kind of superstitious. Real quick, sorry, I'm a little jittery. Hello. Hey. Hello. Hi, beautiful fairy. Hello. Thank you for calling me beautiful. That was nice of you. Okay, so I've got a lot of things I want to talk about dreams. One, how many of us want to remember our dreams and we can't? Anybody? Anybody out there would like to remember their dreams? You wish that you could remember your dream, but for whatever reason, you don't even know if you do dream because it doesn't happen. Anybody, show of hands? How many of us want to have peaceful dreams? You have a lot of nightmares, and you're like, wow, I just want to be able to go to sleep and have a nice dream of some like butterflies and rainbows and open fields and a big old latte, and that's what I want to dream about. And you really have nightmares all the time. Show of hands, anybody? Anybody at all? How many of us have trouble falling asleep? How many of us, we do go to sleep, but we'd like to reach beyond. We'd like to astro travel. We'd like to be able to project ourselves somewhere else. We'd like to have, for lack of a better term, an out-of-body experience where you're getting to project yourself in a different realm. You're able to dream walk. You're able to go to different places. I have totally walked around, danced around, and flown around this backyard ever since I was a little girl. And it was the most beautiful backyard, and it's got all this landscaping and architecture, and it's got these big old, lawn, and I love to run across the lawn, and I kind of fly up and dance around the pool, and I mess around. Later in life, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, no, not that long, 2-3 years ago, I met Hunter, and Hunter, his grandmother, her backyard, it's the backyard. I'm not even joking. And it's amazing. And it's so beautiful. And I'm like back there, I'm like, wait a second. This is the pepper tree. This is the, wait, there's the little girl blowing the things out. Wait, I know this backyard. And I had never been there in real life before. But I have gone there and played in that backyard almost my whole life in the spirit realm. So how many of us would like to try things like that? Show of hands, anybody? Anybody, any astro travelers out there? Anybody doing shamanistic work? Okay. I have solutions for all these things. Of course, how often you use it, how much faith you put into yourself, and how much you practice your practice always depends. I'm not going to say you're going to do this and the first time you're going to go dance around Disneyland at nighttime. Of course not. Maybe if you're already a really practiced person, but then, These are dream pillows. Now, none of these are filled yet, because I filled up one of these and it's already gone. They are dream pillows. They are to be filled with herbs and cottons for pillows. And what you do with them is you squish them and you smell them before you go to sleep. You leave them on your pillow. You can even tuck them into your pillow. I can even make the bigger ones and you lay your head on them. What they are for, though, is whatever your desire is. So, for example, if you would like to have peaceful dreams, you would put a little bit of lavender in with your pillow. And just a little bit, because you just want that slight little hint to help you drift off to sleep. But if you were trying to open up your psychic ability, I would do a ton of lavender along with some mugwort and maybe possibly even some vetiver. And all of a sudden, boom, you're woken up into that. And what you would do with it, like I said, is squish it, put it on your face, give a couple deep breaths in. You can even tuck it in your pillow. You could go to sleep with it. What about people who are high stress? You got people who are really high stress and you're like in public having a meltdown because maybe there's too many people. Like I myself, because I am an empath, I have to keep my oils on and things like that, because if I don't, I can't even go into places like Walmart. Like literally, I have to make sure I'm Florida watered up. I have to make sure I'm all feng shuied, you know what I mean? I've got all my stones on and everything, because if I go into a place like that and there's all this negative energy, it sticks to me like glue. Like I don't even know how to tell you that. Okay, so these are little hand size, pocket size. So if you're somebody who's super high stress and you want to get some protection, or maybe you want to be able for people to remember you, what if you're going to be doing like a job interview or something like that? You squeeze it, but what would you put in it in that case? In that case, you're going to do something like rosemary. And these I actually grew in my own yard, dried them myself, and they are freaking fresh and amazing. I love rosemary anyways. But if you've got a job interview, if you have something where you want people to remember you, rosemary. And since rosemary is for remembering, right, you're going to be able to fill this up with the herbs, including a bunch of rosemary and also the little cotton, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're going to remember your dreams. Like I said, it might take 1 or 2 times, but rosemary works really well, really quickly. But if it's a bad dream, you're going to remember your bad dream too. So just remember that. So anyways, got these little beautiful bags. and I am going to be filling them up. I will take custom orders, so if you like a certain pattern and you're like, I want a certain kind of dream or a certain kind of effect when I'm dreaming, let me know and we can fill that up for you with what you want. Real quick here in the back, I have a list of herbs, if you're trying to do this yourself, that are great for dream pillows. Okay. All right. Anise. Calendula. I can't read my own writing is what's going on here. Balsam fir, catnip, chamomile, cinnamon, cloves, hops, jasmine, lavender, leather, lemon balm, lemon verbena, which duh, I mean, right? Lilac, sweet marjoram, also duh. Mimosa flowers, mint, mugwort, passion flower, rose, rosemary, thyme. All right, so those are just a few of those. So let's see, what's a pleasant dreams mix? I'll give you a pleasant dreams mix real quick. Okay, it's mugwort, rose, chamomile, lavender, catnip, and 2 tablespoons of mint. So it's 1 cup of mugwort, a half a cup of rose, and that's like petals, the actual petals, and then a third a cup of the chamomile, the lavender, and the catnip, with just 2 tablespoons mint. Let's see, what about to promote a restful sleep? What would you want to put in there? I'm not going to give you specifics, but I'll just run down the list. Catnip, chamomile, hops, lavender, lemon balm, rose, and marjoram. And then to promote dreams, and we're going all out over the way here, and this is going to be dreams that you're going to be able to really remember. Catnip, chamomile, clove, hops, lavender, lemon verbena, mugwort, peppermint, spearmint, rose, and rosemary. Okay. All right. Things that you can put in the air to help you sleep or actually put on you. Now, I still work for them, but I got so mad, and I'm still mad, because I had like 6 freaking 1,000 views on my Slim and Sassy one, and they're like, you didn't run it through us first. It wasn't even that what I said was wrong. It was that I didn't give them a script of what I was planning on saying. And this is the thing, you guys know me, I don't run on a script, so I ain't doing that for them anymore. But I still do sell it. I'm not gonna say the name or anything, but if you would like this one happens to be Serenity. Okay, so Serenity is amazing. What I would do on the wrist, okay, this is what I'm going to put on before I go to sleep. You're going to fall asleep, you're going to have a restful sleep, all right? If you don't have a restful sleep with this, you know, I don't know what to tell you, but it's really good for that. You can also diffuse this in one of those ionic diffusers that just vibrates the water frequency to where it turns into mist and vapor, not in a hot diffuser. You want it to be a cold diffuser. And then also lavender, you know, if you want to just have a real quick go to sleep. But remember, too much lavender, and you stay awake somehow, you get lavender drunk. I'm just gonna say that. Too much lavender, which is actually kind of fun, but you know, whatever. Too much lavender will open up your third eye. So if you're somebody who's dealing with a lot of psychic attacks at night, if you've got a lot of succubus and incubus problems, if you have a lot of man in the black hanging out in the corner of your room problems, if you have a lot of like your bed shakes at night problems, things like that, lavender, although it has some protective qualities, it's more like you're gonna be laying there asleep and trying to go to sleep, and it's gonna heighten it. Okay, it really does heighten it. I'm not saying don't use lavender, but I would also use it in conjunction with something that's more protective, like vetiver, you know, or put something, the rosemary. You know, rosemary at the foot of your bed and at the head of your bed is said to keep away things that go bump in the night. So if you have a little kid who's crying that there's something in their room, there's something in the bottom of their bed, something whatever, Don't even just tell them, okay, show them the rosemary. Go get yourself a couple sprigs of rosemary. Be like, this is going to protect you. You put one in all the corners of the room, and you put one on the foot and the head of the bed. And I would even put like maybe a tourmaline quartz in the bed with the little kid and be like, don't worry, you know, it's going to protect you. Or a labradorite, you know, and be like, this is going to protect you. Light them a little candle, or if the flickering of the candle, or you don't want that in your room, that's fine. Even just the rosemary on its own will be totally okay, and that will definitely help. And I know from personal experience, because from a very young age I was always had to deal with things that went bump in the night, and from time to time, because of what I do, things will just come on through. You know, if I'm really open that night, things find me. It's just what it is, you know. And I'm just more like, at this point in time in my life, I'm like, can you not tonight? I'm trying to sleep. And then they're like, back into the shadows, you know what I mean? Because I'm not giving them what they want. I'm not even, yeah. Well, at some point in time, you're like, I like ghosts and all, but I don't have time. You're going to sleep. There's like a La Llorona standing at the foot of your bed with a knife. You're like, yeah, that's nice. You look good. I'm sorry what happened to you. They're just like, I'm not even joking. Like, I've seen some shit. Okay, so anyways. Alright, so I think that's all I had really planned on that. Does anybody want to say anything? Ask any questions on dreams? What are dreams? Anybody have a dream that they want me to tell you what's going on in it? It's only 2 people. Oh, well. So for astro travel, I would say definitely the mugwort. I would say definitely the vetiver. I would say definitely lots of rosemary. I would say a little bit of lavender. Definitely some, maybe even catnip. I don't like talking to myself, so I'm gonna slowly back out of the room. I'm sorry I was so scatterbrained today. I honestly forgot it was Tuesday. If you want to know what was happening, I had planned this for Tuesday. I just thought Tuesday was tomorrow. But I spent almost all yesterday in bed because I had my lady time, and it always hits me really hard on the first day. So I'm just like, I lost the whole day pretty much, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a good day, blah blah blah. I don't have my doctor's appointment till 2:30, and then all of a sudden Ellen's like, yeah, but you have Twin Flame Union Path in like 5 minutes. And I'm like, no, today's Monday. She's all, no, today is Tuesday. Yeah, so I was halfway prepared. I was prepared on what we were going to talk about. I just wasn't prepared on the when. But such is life. And I love you all so much. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Like, share, subscribe to come see the craziness that is. And yeah, yada, have a good day.